Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome to Casual Sundays. It's a new thing that I'm trying out, which basically where we talk about personal finance, just like we always do, except for there's going to be a little bit less facts and figures. So first and foremost, a big part about Casual Sundays is getting more content out there, more information to help as many people as I can, but also so that I can get a little bit more personal. Now, this is not some kind of blog or vlog or whatever you want to call it, where I just talk about my feelings and everything about my experiences. But I do want to use Casual Sundays as a way to get to know me a little bit better and kind of include my personal experiences more when it comes to personal finance topics. So the first thing that I want to talk about today with the very first episode of Casual Sundays is my journey to financial independence. So I'm currently still on my journey to financial independence. I started my journey somewhere around 2013. Now, in that time, I wasn't exactly saying I want to become financially independent, but in that time, I was kind of just learning about investing, learning about saving money. I knew about regular retirement. I knew that I needed to save for that. So at that time, when I first started investing and learning about it, I was on the path to kind of like a normal retirement. So I just was learning about investing, I was learning about saving money. But over time, as I got more deep and down into it, I learned about financial independence. And you're going to learn about a little bit of my story today in this episode of Casual Sundays. And I think that the most important thing to talk about when it comes to my personal journey of financial independence is how I got introduced to financial independence. Now, I can't say the exact date, I can't say the exact month, or maybe even the exact year that I discovered financial independence. And that's because I actually have a pretty bad memory. But I can say that from the very beginning, I knew that I wanted to do something different. I knew that I didn't want to, work in a job for the rest of my life that I wasn't going to enjoy. I didn't want to spend that time. I knew that my time was valuable, and I wanted to figure out a way of how I can gain more control over my time. And eventually, through my learning and my research of saving and investing, I came across financial independence. And I'm sure if you yourself are on the path of financial independence or thinking about it, that something similar has probably happened to you. There was some prominent figure that you discovered that said something about financial independence. And you're like, what is that? So I know about retirement, but I didn't know that I can do something like that, several decades before what most people are doing. And so, as I said, I started in 2013. Right now, as I make this video, it is 2020. So I'm actually a little bit over 7 years into my financial independence journey. I'm still going strong. I've made definitely a lot of progress. And while I do know that there were some barriers for me that might have made it difficult for me to pursue financial independence, I also know that I am extremely lucky to be able to even think about pursuing something like this and be able to have the opportunity to make this happen. There's definitely a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that have gone in on my part, but I know that I am lucky to have been born where I've been born, to live where I live, to have the family that I have and the support that I have, and you can never forget something like that. So no matter what you're facing, what kind of struggles that you have, whether it be financially or not, just know that whoever you are, you most likely have it better than a lot of other people. Myself included, and you need to recognize that anything that you can think of, you can probably achieve it with enough time and effort. And that includes becoming financially independent. And a big part of what On Cash Flow is and my channel that I want it to become is more geared towards those of us in the financial independence community and those of us that want to achieve financial independence, or even those that just want to, retire a little bit early, rather than, 65, 70, like what's becoming more of the norm today. Financial independence is about so much more than just stopping work. It's way beyond that. It's so much more. And over time, maybe that's how I started in the beginning. I just wanted to be like, okay, I just want to stop working so that I can get out of this job that I hate. But over time, it's become something so much more than that. And that's a very big reason why I started On Cash Flow. And if you want to join me on the journey of my journey to financial independence, then I welcome you to subscribe to the channel, because every single week I'm putting out new videos. And now I want to try out every Sunday as well. I want to put out informal Sundays to talk a little bit more about my personal experiences while still offering a plethora of information for you that can still benefit you. So currently I put out videos Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I plan on doing informal Sundays, obviously on Sundays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, just to keep everything a little bit more streamlined. So if financial independence, personal finance in general is something that interests you, please subscribe to the channel if you are not already. And if you're enjoying this Informal Sunday video, please like the video and let me know in the comments below what you think about Informal Sundays. Is it something that interests you? Is it something that you think can benefit you? Learning a little bit more about my personal experience and my journey to financial independence? Please let me know. Now, getting back to it. Basically, when it comes to my journey up until this point, I was brought up in a single parent household. It was just me and my mother. She never went to college. She never had any kind of high-paying job. In fact, she worked pretty much minimum wage jobs all my life. We struggled, but we also got by. I never had to worry about not having a roof over my head. I never had to not worry about, having food in my stomach or clothes on my back. But at the same time, I kind of recognized I grew up with that lifestyle, and I recognize that, I don't want the same for me as an adult. I don't want the same for, my family. Right now, I am married. I got married at a pretty young age. I don't want the same for my wife. And if I ever decide to have kids, I definitely don't want the same kind of lifestyle for them. I don't want my family to be living paycheck to paycheck. So initially, when I first started learning about investing, I knew that I wanted to, build my net worth. I didn't know exactly how I was going to do it. I didn't know exactly what the end goal was. But at that time, I knew that I needed to build my wealth. I knew that I needed to become rich, and eventually that became financial independence. So I actually graduated high school, and pretty much immediately after that, I actually joined the United States Marines. So I went into the military for 5 years, right out of high school. So I got out of that, so I did 5 years, and in that time, I spent most of that, about 4 years overseas in Japan and various places. And really the military actually, I think, set me up very, very well for financial independence. And I hope to make a video on that pretty soon, probably going to be featured in Casual Sundays, about how the military career path can be a very excellent one towards achieving financial independence. It really makes it incredibly easy, but of course there's a lot of sacrifices that you have to make. And so that first 5 years of my life, my adult life anyway, that was spent in the military. And during that time, I pretty much learned everything about financial independence, about investing, about saving money in that time frame. And really over time, I continue to learn, of course. Even now, to this day, I learn so much. There's so much information out there. There's so many things that you can learn when it comes to personal finances and pretty much everything in your life. You can never stop learning. I will never stop learning, and I encourage you to do the same, to never stop learning. And even as I make these videos, I have to do a ton of more research, and I'm always learning new things that I can share with other people. And that's why I hope that you can get a lot of benefit out of these videos, a lot of benefit, and you can learn the same things that I learned through my research when I make these videos. But after getting out of the Marine Corps, I did 5 years, and I went directly to college after that. And again, joining the military really did set me up for success with college because I was able to use what's called the GI Bill. And basically what the GI Bill does, if you don't know about it, is it pays 100% of your in-state tuition, and it also gives you a living stipend in order to live off of. And it's based off of the zip code. So I actually went to school in Southern California, in a school that was located in LA County, and therefore my living stipend was based off of the cost of living in that area. So it was pretty significant. And in addition to that, the income that you make from the GI Bill is not taxable, and you actually don't even report it at all as income. I was able to work part-time while in school, and I also received financial aid because my work income from my part-time job was not very much, and the amount of money that I made from the GI Bill was non-reportable, and so my actual income as it appeared on my tax return was very, very low. And so I actually qualified for the maximum amount of financial aid going to school as well, even though the GI Bill was paying for everything and giving me stipends. So the military really set me up for success when it comes to financial independence, even while going to college. And I decided to start my own business because I realized that I still don't want to just graduate and go into a job that I don't like. I want to keep my options open, and that's why I started my own business. I started On Cash Flow. I mainly started to help people, but if I could eventually go full-time with this business, it would pretty much be my dream to help anybody with their personal finances. It's something that I am definitely passionate about, and even more so when it comes to financial independence. And really that would be my end goal, if I could achieve financial independence or become very close to it, while also working full-time on this online business of On Cash Flow, helping people with their personal finances, helping them achieve financial independence. That is what this channel is about. That is what I am all about. And if you haven't already, if that is something that interests you, please subscribe to this channel, because every single week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and now possibly Sundays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I am putting out new information on personal finance. And I just know that there is something that I can help you with. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like it if you enjoyed watching the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, comment below if you enjoyed Casual Sundays, learning a little bit more about me, because there is so much more to come. I'm going to include my personal experiences while also benefiting you in some way. And if by chance you haven't watched this other video that I made already about how to achieve financial independence, it's a pretty good long video packed full of information. It should pop up right next to me. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead and watch that video because it is essential to learning how to achieve financial independence. Thanks again for watching. I'm Zach from OnCashflow.com, and I hope to see you next time.